Welcome to Retail Focus, brought to you by 14:59 p.m. Retail Focus provides insightful, timely, and engaging discussions on the latest trends, news, and developments in retail, e-commerce, and technology. We aim to inform and inspire professionals, enthusiasts, and anyone curious about the evolving landscape of these industries. And now, here are your hosts, John Suder and Bart Mroz.
Support for Retail Focus comes from Nerve Tonic Brand. Born in 2012 out of sheer boredom and questionable decisions, Nerve Tonic Brand has somehow defied the odds and logic to become a powerhouse online lifestyle brand. What started as a whim has transformed into a global hub of edgy clothing, snarky accessories, and unapologetic lifestyle essentials for those who prefer their style with a side of sarcasm. Sign up for the newsletter today to score 10% off your first order and stay ahead of the game with exclusive drops and discounts. That's nervetonicbrand.com, your style elixir. Welcome to another episode of Retail Focus. I am your host, John Suder, and this is my partner in all the crimes, Mr. Bart Mroz.
What up?
What up? Someone said to me, they watched our last episode, and they said, John, you do not have a Philadelphia accent, but Bart, his really comes through.
Did I say water?
Yeah, someone said your Philly accent is very noticeable. Mine is not.
Nah. Listen, you put an Eagles hat on, you root for a team, that accent just comes out. You can't help it.
I got my podcaster face on, so hey, my podcaster videos, my podcaster voice. Hey, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway,
let's kick it off. We're going to dive into the seismic waves created this week by DeepSeek, the Chinese AI upstart shaking the tech and as well as the financial sector. On Monday, the NASDAQ dropped 3.1%, with NVIDIA bearing the brunt, losing 17% of its value and a staggering $600 billion with a B in market cap. The catalyst of all this was DeepSeek's groundbreaking low-cost AI models. I heard it will only cost like $5 million to put this thing together. Yeah, give or take. It's not $300 billion though. Low-cost AI models have topped app stores and redefined what's possible in artificial intelligence. DeepSeek, backed by Chinese hedge fund Highflyer, has optimized existing AI architectures to create powerful models on old hardware. That's the key. Their approach is disruptive, offering cheap, open-source AI with no clear business model yet. But the rise has sparked fierce debate. For the AI skeptics, they see it as proof of wasteful spending in the tech world. The AI bulls view it as a wake-up call for America to accelerate development. And safety experts warn it heightens risks in the global AI race. Some concerns are geopolitical. DeepSeek's OpenAI proliferation leaves no room for exclusivity or safety guarantees, fueling fears of an arms race. Yet, U.S. companies like OpenAI and Google remain ahead in innovation, focusing on agents and advanced tools, which we'll get into later in the episode. Despite the turbulence, this could be a recalibration, not a takeover. While DeepSeek forces American tech to adapt, it also underscores the need for responsible, secure AI development. Things are getting crazy out there.
yeah, I think it woke up people to how much this stuff cost. The funky part is like that first day was interesting because it just like released it and people were like, whoa, what's going on? Apparently, I don't know how true this is going to be or how it comes out. They actually trained their models on OpenAI.
I believe it.
They actually were pulling it from OpenAI, and that's possibly why it costs less. The tricky part, I think, what I've seen is that they're using old hardware.
Yeah.
And figured out how to do all the processing faster and better and a lot less expensive. And I think that's where that actually thing is. Not the models itself. I think it's the tech itself, like how fast and less power hungry this thing could be, which is crazy.
It does the same thing. It just does it a lot cheaper.
Is it $6 million they spend? Maybe. What the shockwave is can you do it cheaper? And all the stock kind of dropped because they're like, well, the valuation of these companies are like, what are we doing? They're really overblown. So I mean, yes, let's take the security and all that stuff and geopolitical stuff. Like if this technology is there, Great. That means it's going to force other companies here to go reassess of like, all right, can we actually develop stuff faster and cheaper and stuff like that, which is a noble aspect of technology, right? Things in the beginning were always going to cost a lot more than later on because the progression of it.
Yeah. Remember building a website back in the old days? Chisel.
I broke a lot of chisels back then.
A lot of chisels, a lot of buggy whips, a lot of the AI stuff fascinates me. And I don't know if you remember when I tried to start the AI newsletter last year.
Yes.
It's just a fire hose of information. I couldn't keep up.
Oh, it's not. I mean, it's absolutely nonstop right now. And it's not only like in a consumer world, right? Because it's there, right? Most of our phones now have AI on it. It's just built in now because Apple just put it on there, right? But in the business world, it is all over the place and people don't know what to do with it. Yeah. There's plenty of people that want to do, but they're like, everything's going to be saved by AI. And then other people are like, time out. Let's back down a little bit.
Some companies just like to slap AI on their offerings and think that people are going to think that's special. Well, that ship has sailed.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's a different, if you we were just reading Greg Eisenberg's thing about how it like people who do, it used to be like, oh, you're just a wrapper on top of technology. But in reality, if you think about it in AI world, right, the wrapper actually might win better because you can change your platforms or your models, right, over and over. But what is the wrapper doing, right? What is the what is the actual technology functionality? So that could be something.
All right. Speaking of wrappers and assistants, OpenAI introduces Operator, your personal AI shopping assistant. OpenAI just launched Operator, a new AI agent that can browse the web and complete tasks for you. Think shopping, booking travel, and filling out forms, all without you lifting a finger. Operator works like a virtual assistant with its own browser using screenshots to see and interact with websites, just like a human using a mouse and a keyboard. That means it could shop online, navigate forums, and even book trips without relying on APIs. If it gets stuck, it hands control back to you, making it a collaborative experience. However, for security reasons, it won't handle sensitive tasks like banking transactions or applying for jobs. The AI is powered by Computer Using Agent, CUA, not CIA, a model that combines GPT-4o's vision with advanced reasoning, letting it interact with buttons, menus, and forms just like we do. OpenAI says Operator will be a game changer, especially for the visually impaired users, making online services more accessible. I like that. Unfortunately, at this time, Operator is only available to pro users in the $200 a month plans, with plans to expand it more openly soon. While it's already pretty advanced, OpenAI is still in research mode, refining it based on feedback. For comparison, Perplexity recently launched a shopping assistant that lets users buy products without visiting retailer websites. Unlike Operator, which visually browses any site, Perplexity relies on direct integrations with platforms like Shopify and Amazon. It's clear AI is moving fast towards the autonomous online assistants, but how soon will we have a virtual shopper handling our to-do lists?
Maybe just my mind doesn't go there right now with it. I would rather have something like deleting a tube from Amazon, be a lot more extensive. I think that's disappeared a lot. I think Sears is about to be better, hopefully. Just shopping though, I'm like, I think from a perspective is like the whole voice shopping thing, order this, order that. I can't really do that. Right? Do we need a shopping assistant for something? Maybe in my head, I'm like, for travel, sure, right? Like, hey, I'm traveling in 2 months.
Here's the parameters. Find me a cheap flight to Paris in August.
Whatever. Here's my parameters, right? It's not like I need a flight to Paris this day. Hey, I need to fly in 2 weeks. I want accommodations, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking my kid, but all that stuff, right? Build me a package, right? Just go do it. Shopping for toilet paper? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I see that. I get why they're doing with it because it's more predictable, right? Because those patterns are there. Yeah. So you can kind of learn from that and do that. And I get that. I think it's the later patterns that will do that. I don't know. It's not interesting. It's not that interesting. I've seen the Perplexity one. I'm like, meh.
Yeah. I find myself using Perplexity for more specific tasks these days because it connects with the real world. For instance, when I'm doing research for this podcast, I can ask it questions and it'll give me what I'm looking for.
OpenAI does that too. OpenAI does that too now.
It's starting to, but Perplexity has done it for a while. I notice I kind of do them side by side. and Perplexity at the moment is a little bit better with that because the way they display their links. Visually, I think Perplexity works a little bit better for research for this type of thing. Again, your mileage may vary. People may agree, disagree, whatever. And this could all be garbage in 3 weeks. I could be singing a different tune, so who knows?
Or tomorrow.
I wanted to say to you earlier, January has been the longest year ever, hasn't it?
Wait, we're still in January?
I cannot believe it is still January.
Yeah. No, I have no words anymore.
No words. All right, we're going to stay on the e-commerce tip. Wix, your old pal Wix, the web building platform, integrates with YouTube Shopping. You can now sell directly on your channel. Wix has just launched a new integration with YouTube Shopping, making it easier for merchants to showcase and sell products directly through the YouTube profiles. With this update, sellers can now create a dedicated store on their YouTube page, allowing viewers to browse and purchase products without leaving the platform. Merchants can also tag products in their videos, shorts, and live streams, giving their audience a seamless shopping experience while watching content. To simplify operations, Wix automatically syncs product details like descriptions and images between platforms, ensuring consistency across listings. Merchants also gain access to YouTube's analytics, providing insights into customer behavior and shopping trends. Everything can be managed through Wix's dashboard under the Google and YouTube sales channel sections, where sellers can handle product tagging, promotional drops, and inventory management, while Wix takes care of the checkout process. Several other e-commerce platforms like Shopify, Spreadshop, and Spring have already integrated with YouTube Shopping, allowing creators to monetize their content more effectively. While BigCommerce doesn't offer direct integration, third-party apps make it possible. With video content driving online sales more than ever, this move gives Wix sellers another powerful tool to reach their audience and boost conversions. Would you use YouTube Shopping for your business? I would.
John?
I don't know if I use Wix, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about video shopping and live shopping for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we've read so many articles past 12 years, I think, and they're just getting here. It's just silly to me.
Have you seen the new app Flip?
Yes. I've seen all of them. I've been following it for a long time. Everybody's like, now they're like, oh.
I downloaded it to check it out, and then I reverse engineered and went to Flip store reviews, and people are like, you have to buy something to interact. So it's pay to play. You have to buy something to start posting
stuff,
but then you get credit back, but it's not cash, it's store credit. So I guess it's an app for compulsive shoppers, I guess.
It sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, it sounds like a Ponzi scheme. I won't be using it.
I mean, here's the thing. I think one of the biggest things is I think TikTok Shop has progressed everything else in a different world.
Yeah.
Right. And the way they made it so that you have to ship out with 3 days, and how you can do the referral stuff really well because you can make a video about their store, blah, 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 and their referral codes. And they were losing money on TikTok Shop forever because they were giving coupons and trying to get people to use it. It was a loss leader for them. But if you look at it, how it was happening, I think that changed a lot of things. And I think people are pushing more into it. Plus the days of who was watching QVC or Shopping Network, which is the same thing now.
I know one person that watches QVC, her and her sister.
Yeah, but those people are, it's not how shopping is done anymore. It just isn't. Shopping is done on social media. It just is. You know what I mean? Like, how many times I just did this yesterday, watching TikTok, somebody was posting actually these things. You're like, what the hell is it?
The magnet thing. Yeah.
Right. So your phone, see them all over TikTok, right? But I'm like, I'm just going to go to Amazon, and Amazon had it cheaper.
Right.
And I had it the next day, right? Like something silly. I was actually looking for something like this that just makes sense for a phone, but it just comes up, right? I think some of that is, I'm not going to watch Home Shopping Network, or I've never watched QVC. I just don't I get it, but like how is QVC going to change into this? And we've talked about this forever.
Mm-hmm. I don't have the answer yet.
I know. That's just I think they need to.
It's more of a habit thing. And people's shopping habits, of course, have changed. Let's just go to the local shopping mall, which is completely empty now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the audience, the QVC audience is on Facebook. Like it's still the same thing I've said before. You can do that whole video thing and on Facebook and just have a shopping cart inside of a Shopify shopping cart inside of the video thing and just keep on redoing it and make it an event. I think for those people, for that audience is proper. You should do that.
That's what I was going to say is like, it would have to be an event because I don't think Facebook is more of I guess you have to talk about the intent. So I go on Facebook to see what my friends are doing I'm taking a break. So I'm taking a break. Oh, here's a shopping video. Am I going to sit and be engaged with that? Or am I going to make an event out of it? And it is something that I'm going to show up for. So I think that's,
but it's an easy platform to test on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. If you're selling into that,
people are there
higher, that if the older market, if you're selling into it, that's where it is. Like you can totally do that kind of experiment.
Yeah. Facebook's full of boomers.
Yeah. But listen, the article we wrote a long time ago, I think we should just bring it out again because I think it's still valid. It's just taking it and doing it
and flipping it. All right. We're going to stay on online shopping. We're going to talk about eBay. eBay tries to turn sellers into buyers, and there's also some search issues frustrating users. eBay is rolling out a new incentive to boost buyer activity on its platform. The company is offering a $15 coupon to new sellers who successfully sell an item for more than $10, as long as they use it on a purchase of $50 or more. The goal? Convert more sellers into buyers and increase overall marketplace activity. CEO Jamie Iannone is now using a strategy he once criticized when former CEO Devin Wenig implemented back in 2018 and 2019. While eBay's active buyers recently ticked up to 133 million after being stuck at 132 million for 5 quarters, the platform still has fewer buyers than it did in early 2018. Meanwhile, eBay users have been vocal about ongoing issues with the site's search engine, which has been returning unrelated items in search results. Some buyers say that adding a word to the search actually brings back more results instead of narrowing them down, which is the opposite of how search should work. eBay has acknowledged the problem and says they're working on a fix, but maybe they should just hand things over to Google, Perplexity, or OpenAI to power the search instead. Would a $15 coupon convince you to buy something on eBay, Bart?
I've never bought anything on eBay.
You've never bought anything on eBay?
Nope. Ever.
Sold
a lot of stuff. Never bought anything on eBay.
I've been selling on there since 1999.
I literally have never bought anything on eBay since it started. I've been selling it since it started.
I bought a lot of books on eBay because sometimes even with the shipping, it's still cheaper than Amazon. You have to wait longer, but I don't care. I bought a lot of German soccer stuff that you can't get in the States, but that's what I think eBay is for is weird stuff, collectibles, and guys who sell auto parts. They make a killing on eBay.
My mom sells absolutely insane amount of stuff on eBay.
What does she sell? All the stuff she gets at the casino?
And no, just stuff around the house. She just sells like whatever left out. She picked up a bunch of stuff. I sometimes give her like stuff I don't need anymore. She'll sell them. But like literally everything that's just been sitting around the house for no reason.
That's how I started paring down my possessions, putting them up on eBay.
Yeah. I mean, like that, which is really funny that I've never bought anything. And listen, we've been using eBay since it started. I remember the day it started.
I remember half.com.
Yeah.
Half.com.
I worked in the same building.
So half.com, for those who don't remember, was a book selling platform started by Josh Koppelman, who is now a VC. Their headquarters were near Philly. So I used to drive by their headquarters all the time. Actually applied for a job there, didn't get accepted. And that is back when eCommerce was still a little tiny baby, and I worked for a company. We were building an eCommerce to buy videos, and this was like the Wild West back then. When you talk about putting things together, I mean, we were building this in Cold Fusion, and I was building these cute little animations because we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And half.com, I remember when that came on. I remember selling books on there, and then eBay bought them.
Yeah, so half.com, I bought a lot of my textbooks at one point because I was in college back then. Funny enough, I worked in that building after college. My first job was in that building. Yeah, so it's weird to go back down memory. Like eBay still exists. You know what's funny? Like speaking of old technology and stuff, Registix has a resurgence all of a sudden. It's just out there, you know? It's just been there and sat there and still there. And
It
still
really is
rocking, man.
incredible. The resiliency of that company and just how stark and plain it is, but just gives you the information you want. Just what you need.
It still runs by like not a lot of people because you don't need a lot of people to run it. You know what I mean? Like it's still there. And I think people are going to go back to using it, a lot of it.
Yeah, it's good for, it's more of a, it's not a social network, but it's definitely more people like it's more authentic than most of the crap that's on social media these days. And I think that's,
and you don't have to spend a lot of money to run it because it's all text. It's a lot of text. It's easy to run. It's been the same thing.
It's a whole lot of text.
It just, and Craig Newmark gives away absolutely insane amount of money back to communities, to everything.
Talk about hitting the lottery. That guy really, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Hey, you can run a really good business and still be a good human being.
It's a rare thing these days. All right. CVS introduces app feature to unlock secured merchandise. You're going to love this line. Gone are the days of waiting for workers to unlock your deodorant and razors from behind their plastic prisons. To combat thieves, drugstores across the city have put many of their goods behind lock and key, forcing shoppers to wait for an employee to retrieve them instead. As a result, some irate shoppers have waited up to 40 minutes to shop the shelves, according to an investigation of various Walmart, Target, and CVS locations. People really, really dislike locked cabinets. Tilak Mandali, executive vice president at CVS Health, told the Wall Street Journal. To use the unlocking function, customers must be logged into the CVS Health app and be connected to the store's Wi-Fi and their Bluetooth enabled. In addition to this feature, the revamped CVS app offers functionalities such as managing prescriptions, scheduling immunizations, accessing savings offers, and providing health and wellness content while probably spamming you continually. They're also offering wellness content through their partnerships with Everyday Health and Headspace. The app integrates AI-powered search functions to help shoppers locate products and services more efficiently. The development reflects CVS's commitment to improving customer convenience and addressing common pain points in the retail pharmacy experience. By leveraging technology, the company aims to streamline in-store processes and enhance overall customer satisfaction. This feature is expected to expand to 10 to 15 additional stores, 10 of which will be located on the West Coast. So they're testing this actually up in New York, I believe.
And even though it's digital, your receipt is still going to be 7 miles long.
I forgot my CVS receipt scarf,
but it's going to be in the app. It's just like it's going
to be a PDF, and you just keep scrolling. Done.
I mean, okay, let's jokingly, but in reality, I mean, the tech is there. It's always been there, right? Because you can unlock doors and stuff like that from it. So I guess it makes sense. That kind of makes sense, what they're trying to do. Does it really? I don't know. I think Wogi just came out with like, because we locked stuff down, we lost money. Even more money than people stealing stuff.
Listen, I won't even shop in a store where things are locked up. I just turn around and walk out. I'll do it.
It's like waiting for something, unless I really need it at that moment. It's like, why am I waiting for?
I'm not standing there waiting for, Chad, who couldn't care less about me, to call the manager and get his keys. No,
or even that, like, there's just not enough people. Like, all of a sudden there's a line and then you're waiting and there's like just not enough people in the store.
Listen, I understand the concerns about self-checkout and taking people's jobs and all that, but I will 99 out of 100 will use self-checkout because I just want to get in and get out. I don't want to dilly-dally.
Yeah. From tech perspective, I mean, I guess let's take it out of, whatever. It's pretty nice solution as long as the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is working.
Yeah, as long as the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are working, because I know you go into some of those stores and you can't even pull their app up because they're in a dead zone or their Wi-Fi is locked down. I'm just wondering, does this combat theft more because they're tracking you?
They're definitely tracking you.
Yeah, so they're definitely
you're not going to steal. Yeah, they're definitely tracking.
So they know that you open cabinet number 6 at 11:57 a.m., et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because if you think about it, the Amazon camera sort of stores, they already solved that problem.
Right.
There's plenty of, like, not even camera stores. If you go to an airport now, and Philly, I know in Philly they have them. New York they do too. Like the usual convenience stores, you check out that or you can just go. Like they know what you're picking up. the cameras are there, and they're almost never staffed anymore.
Yeah.
So it's all there. I get it. The problem I have with this though is, you don't have a phone. What about you don't want to use the app? What about you don't want to be tracked? Privacy issues. Like there's those whole bunch of issues. I mean, we're tracked about everything anyway, but privacy nuts are going to go nuts about this.
Yeah. And I think this could be a whole long other podcast, but I think people are trading their privacy for convenience, and
they always had, everybody has, but then here's the thing. This is how they get away with it is like, hey, you don't want to, great. You can call somebody. They'll open the door for you.
Yeah.
It's already accommodated.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait for Chad to get his keys.
So there's that. I guess it's a thing for impatient people like you and I.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this week. We are running short on time. If you want to check us out, we're on all the socials. But if you like the video experience, as I like to say, go to YouTube, like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you next time.
See you.
Peace. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
What do you do now?